Good morning. Happy to be here. Uh, in a youth dominant and profit oriented nation like India, materialistic rewards are the driving force. Above all, money is the strongest driving factor. Now, as an individual born and brought up in a business oriented community, I was never fascinated towards money. But that's been said, we cannot dismiss the importance of money in today's time. Imagine you leave your house without money. You'll be like, no, I have to go back. You will leave your important job and you still go. As a kid, my mom always used to tell me, earn money. But now when I grew up, I was like, I need a peaceful sleep before I earn money. My life experiences and the people I met and the decision I took led me to believe that generosity still exists in this ever materialistic world. At the age of 18, I found the urge to help people, to serve, and to use my art to make a career path for myself. I lived in Ahmedabad for 7 years and moved to Bombay when I was 22 to pursue photography. At the age of 24, I decided to take my first hiking trip to Sandakphu near Darjeeling. I met some interesting people there during my stay in mountains. Their generosity and calmness made me realize what I have become as a human during my first 2 years stay in Bombay. I was running behind money, I was running behind creating name for myself, but somewhere deep down I didn't realize that I was not happy and I was not satisfied. I decided to take a sabbatical, and upon my return to Bombay, I decided to revisit Ahmedabad, where I met inspirational people earlier and where I lived. This is when my attention was drawn back towards Seva Cafe and its ideology. Seva Cafe is a not-for-profit cafe where 100% of the profit gets donated to social service project. The idea is simple. You go have a meal there, and at the end of the meal, you get a blank envelope, and you can pay whatever you wish to pay. 9 years back, when I heard about this, I was like, are they crazy? Who's going to tell me just pay what you wish to pay? It's been 9 years, the place is still running. The idea is, your food is already paid by somebody else in the past. To continue the cycle of giving, you pay what your heart says. And they truly believe in that. Upon my revisit, there were several questions it rose in my mind. One of them was how the people who work and volunteer there are so calm. I met Jagat Bhai, who is one of the co-members at Seva Cafe. I asked him one day, how is it possible that you always keep on smiling and you never get angry? Can you please teach me how to get anger, how to manage my anger, because I have very short temper. To which he smiled and said, anger management cannot be taught. It will come to you and you will learn it gradually and naturally when you are ready. But as being a restless kid, I never managed to find my ways to overcome my anger. And I got little upset. And then I realized that Jagat Bhai's smile and his talk was actually an act of generosity towards me, and he was trying to tell me that it will come to you one day, you don't go for it. He was also trying to tell me that in order to be generous, maybe first you need to experience the generosity of the world. I kept on thinking, is it possible to apply Seva Cafe's philosophy to a professional life? What happens when you run your business, when you run as an artist, when you run your photography on that basis? Because that's your bread and butter. What will happen when you tell people, pay what you wish to pay? I moved back to Bombay. In April 2012, I decided I'll work professionally on the Seva Cafe principle. Whenever people used to come to me, I'll just tell them one thing. Pay from your heart, pay it forward. And I started spreading the message of gift economy. Initially, when my friends heard about this, they thought I'm crazy, I have gone mad. They were little concerned about me and they asked me, how are you going to sustain yourself? What if someone take advantage of you? What if someone misuse your art? My answers to them was same. That in last couple of months, I have realized that this art has gift to me from universe, and this art has helped me to be free. So how can I put a price on freedom? Can we put a price on freedom? No, right? Why should I restrict my art only to the people who can afford to pay the benchmark price which I am asking for? What is the fault of someone who has less money? As a photographer, I take pictures which helps to create memories for people. It brings smile on people's face. It brings happiness in their life. But can you compare the happiness? Can you compare the smiles? Can you say the happiness of a rich person is bigger than the happiness of someone who is poor or someone who comes from a middle class family? No, right? So why should I restrict my art only to the people who can pay and who can pay the money which I am asking for? Then two things happens when I ask people to pay as they wish to pay. Earlier they used to get happy when I used to give them pictures, but now their happiness was double. They were able to find someone in their budget without any negotiation, nothing. But when I used to describe them earlier, they used to ask me, are there any hidden costs? Are there any those conditions apply? And I was like, no. You decide your fees, which you want to pay me. Give me 50% of that as an advance, and I'm all yours. And I was happy because they used to get happy. They used to get someone without any negotiation in their budget. But as we all know, life is not so simple. I would like to share two experiences which happened initially when I said pay from your heart, pay it forward. One of them was, there was a big music concert was organized in Bombay by a well-known production house. Upon the completion of the project, they were supposed to deliver me a check within a week, but 2 weeks passed, a month passed, 2 months passed, there was no sign. They stopped replying to my emails, they stopped replying to my calls. I thought, what should I do? Because there were few things with reliable I was supposed to buy, my lenses, so I thought to take a different approach. I decided to use Facebook. I tagged them in a post by saying, dear, what is the point of bringing world-class artists to India when you are not ready to pay on time to the people who are working behind the success of the festival? I got a call very next day saying, sir, your check is ready, please come and collect it. So sometimes you need to take different approach. I was not happy about it, but I was in initial stage and I was not sure whether what I did was right or wrong, but I had to do it. Second such experience I had was, I shot 2 weddings in a short span of interval. Upon the completion, I told them, please transfer the amount whenever you can within a week because I'm going to travel and I may need money. I started traveling outside India. It was a 1-month trip. And during that trip, I was invited to a friend's wedding in Thailand. I met this gentleman. There's a family called the Parekhs. The man you see in the center, Mr. Jayesh Parekh, I met him at a wedding and he heard how I work, where I don't. I just say that pay from your heart, pay it forward. He was impressed. He said, we would like to have you as a guest, not as a photographer at the wedding. But still out of the will, I took pictures and gave it to the family. At the end of the trip, I rechecked my account and there was no sign of any amount from those 2 previous weddings. I got little worried because I planned few things on the basis of the money I was supposed to receive. I made them calls, I sent them emails, but there was no response. So I figured they didn't want to pay. I came back to India. I inserted my Indian SIM card and the first SMS I got was, there was a transaction made to my account of certain amount. I logged in online, saw my account and the transaction was through Parekhs. And there was a note. They said, it's a little token of appreciation because you took pictures at our wedding. So sometimes miracle do happen. And the miracle was, the amount which they transfer was the same as the total of the 2 previous job I didn't get paid. So I was little relieved. But initially when such thing used to happen where people used to disappear or didn't pay me, I thought there's something wrong. I used to get irritated. There's something wrong in me. I need to strongly believe in this philosophy if I need to make it work. So I started searching. I started searching on Google, yes, on Google. I came across this gentle soul, Mr. Satish Kumar. He did something incredible back in 1962, where he also wrote a book about his journey called No Destination. He, along with his friend, did a walk from India to US, which was of about 8,000 miles. His idea was simple. He wanted to meet the world leaders in Singapore, in Washington, in Paris, in Moscow, and in, I'm forgetting one country, but in 4 nations. He wanted to meet world leaders and request them to create nuclear-free world. Just for that, he walked 8,000 miles. And then I realized you need tremendous faith in the universe in order to do a journey like this. And when you complete this kind of journey, you learn a lot. You change as a person. So I decided to take a leap of faith and to test my tolerance level. Last year in August, I decided to take a penniless hitchhiking journey in India from Mumbai to Delhi of 1,000 miles. The journey, Mumbai to India, which can be completed in 2 hours by flight, took me 18 days. And those 18 days and those 18 nights, I had my peaceful sleep of life, which I never had before. When my friend heard about this, like me before I start the journey, they were a little worried. They were like, where are you going to live? How are you going to eat food? What if someone doesn't give you a lift? I said, I'll just walk. I walked for 75 kilometers in the first 3 days. They asked me, what if someone just robbed me? I said, I'll get it back. Maybe not through them, from someone else. But I need to put faith in the universe. The universe showed me the signal that they have the universe with me on very second day. I decided to write a blog whenever I can upon the end of the day. So on the day 1 itself, I wrote a blog of what happened throughout the day. And I also mentioned that my Sioux soul came out on the very first day. And I slept. The next day when I woke up, there was a message on my phone from my friend saying that wherever you will be this evening, I will come and give you a new pair of shoes. So my dear friend Pragya and her friend Sanjay traveled 50 kilometers just to give me a pair of shoes. I took it as a signal that the universe want me to complete this journey. Because on very first day after walking for 15 kilometers, I was like, what am I doing? I'm walking, I don't know when I'm gonna, if someone is gonna feed me or not, where I'm gonna sleep. So that little doubt went away by second night. After a few days, I decided to test the corporate culture on my journey. Like, does the corporate culture change as a person? Are we still generous? I decided to walk into an international food chain. As I used to do earlier, I wrote my blog, sat down there, was looking at people, and then there was an employee which was passing by. I requested him and I told him that I'm hungry, but I don't have money. What should we do? And I guess he was freeze for 10 seconds. He looked at me, he looked at my laptop, he looked at the camera besides me, and I guess he was thinking, this guy has a laptop, camera, and he's saying he doesn't have money? It's not possible. He said, wait. He went inside, came back and said, I'm getting you something. And after 10 minutes, he got me a burger. Yes. I was very much happy to see the food because I was really hungry, but I was more happy because the thing which I wanted to test, it came out good. But very same evening, because I tested someone, I guess the universe wanted to test me. The universe wanted to test my fear. I saw an empty plot on a highway with an advertisement board that new flats are coming up, and there was a small site office, which was enough for me to cover if there is a rain, in case if there is a rain in night, because it was monsoon when I was traveling. I slept there, and after half an hour, I hear a voice behind me. There was a guy who was staring at my on my backpack. I asked him, what's up? He was like, I sleep here every day. I looked into his eyes and said, okay, no problem. I'll move on. I'll go somewhere else. He fumbled and said, no, you sleep here. The space is enough for both of us. I was a little nervous. For half an hour, I kept on thinking that what if in the middle of the night he asked me to leave. He woke me up after half an hour and said, do you have a cloth so I can, or a piece of paper so I can clean the ground? I said, yes, I do have. And we started talking. We spoke for 15 minutes and we connected. And the fear which I had in me was gone. It was only gone because we communicated. As a human, we don't communicate, that's why we have fears. There was another instance where there were two guards who actually fed me, and when the owner asked me, owner told me that no, we cannot feed you food. We don't allow free foods. So I was staying at a hotel on the highway, and these two security guards came to me, what you're doing and all that. I told them what I'm doing, and then I said, okay, I'm going to sleep because it's late. And they said, no, we're actually feed you today. We are going to treat you for the food today. So imagine two guards working at the same restaurants fed me where our owner said no. But this is all well and good doing the journey. But the important thing I learned doing the journey was I should not lose faith. Through this journey and the way I work took me to a lot of places. I created a lot of friends. I became part of their family. It was easy for people to hire me because I will never negotiate. I'll able to come as they want and the fees they want to pay me. It helped me to travel to different cities and different countries. It helped me to understand different culture. And I had a broader perspective about people. I don't judge people. It has made me as a better human. And I'm going to take another journey in 4 weeks from now. And this time it's going to be from Singapore to India, which is of 6,000 miles. I hope I am able to learn more things and I come out as a better person from that, the way I am today. At the end, I just want to say, be cool, be generous and be happy. Thank you so much for that.